Yeah, I did a consult with a girl. She's in New York. She's a drug rehab counselor. And on her way to work, she's stepping over people who got the needle in their arms and they're just all cracked out. She goes to the rehab. The way the rehab people try to help the drug people, addicts, is basically they say, stop doing your drugs and we're going to give you our drugs. Yeah, it's better because it's doctor prescribed. This is how they do things. But see, because it's not a 12-step program-based module, this is the best. You want a 12-step based module to stop an addiction because it's underpinned with spirituality. You don't want to go to a place that's going to use drugs to try to treat drug problems. Like, it doesn't make sense. She's at a point in her consciousness where she realizes like I'm not doing it. I'm like part of the machine here. I'm like an accessory to like hurting these people. Like I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. It's like messing me up. And then she remembers the non-duals though, right? This creates conflict. She says, wait, but the non-duals, they say there really isn't a drug addict and there's nobody in pain, and if you step over the person who has the needle in their arm on the sidewalk, you know, it's just karma playing out. She's like, man, that don't work. She's like, that's stupid. Like who, like what are you talking about? I'm like, I know. Like you're preaching to the choir. The people who talk that nonsense, they've never been like any real life's extenuating situation. Go visit the people who are like in a war zone right now across the world. War's going on. What do you think? How are you going to help them if they come to you for advice? You just going to tell them nothing exists, you know? So what do we do though? All right, I just wanted to paint the picture. I want to paint the picture of like, what are you supposed to do? So see, I attract those who they've been bashed by life. Like they're not spiritual foo-foos who just you know, everything's easy and nice and bliss, love, light. No. Here's the thing: their day's coming though, and this is what we got into. I told her, the girl I was talking to, she's actually higher level than the people who just want to bliss, love, light everything away. Because it's like, and she was also a bliss, love, light person to some degree, not sickening, but there, to use her words, she said there was a point where she could see a thought coming and not take it personal. Okay, it's a thought. Okay, I'm the space. I did it, right? Then what happened? Life hit, and now she said, "Man, I can't apply any of these things anymore. In fact, I don't even want to. I don't even want to do it. I don't want to pray. I don't know who the hell am I praying to. Like, all her spirituality got challenged. This is what's supposed to happen. You see, that's why I told her. I said, you're in a higher place. It just doesn't feel like it. All these little practices and these concepts are like, whoa, I'm awakening and I'm, you know, all that. Life crushes that, right? God puts you in the frying pan, starts like cooking all that nonsense out of you, flips you over and cooks you some more. Even you're burnt, he'll just keep cooking. It's like, I just want to cook him more. Why? Because the real you can't be cooked. So all this false nonsense and ego and concepts and conditioning and all these lies that we identified with and don't know it, that gets cooked out. And so now she got to like ground level in her being, and she realized, you know what, like all this stuff that I thought I was doing before, man, it's not working. Used to work. I said, no, it never worked. You were imagining it worked. It wasn't organic. It was the mind imitating and impersonating spirituality. That takes a while though to figure that out. That's why God blesses us. Doesn't feel like it. with certain situations and circumstances that expose our counterfeit state of self-realization that we imagine we have. This is the blessing of that. So those beings that are going through that grind, that alchemy, you're going to come out of that with a depth in living wisdom that, man, you can't buy anywhere. You can't get it. You can go to an ashram, meditate, and do yoga for years. You're not going to get that from that. You can listen to all your non-dual videos and just, okay, I see, I don't exist, and we're all one, and it doesn't give it to you. It gives it to you when you're in the grind and you get these deep ego identity cooked out of you. It's deep. You can't just say, yeah, okay, I realized it, and so I'm going to let it go. No, it has to be burned out. And so those beings who are ready for that, God dishes out certain extenuating circumstances that's going to burn that out of you. So then she's like, well, what do I do though? Like, do I stay there and just somehow ask God to help me deal with it? Or I said, when you're in a situation like that, there's always two options. You either accept it. Let me say this. No, I want to say that second because I feel to. Either you change the situation. If you've hit bottom with a certain present situation, and I compare this to relationships too. If you're in a relationship that's gone sour and it's clear you've got your lessons, you've learned, like you see what it's about, like, okay, you finished the class, you don't need to like keep going and then tell yourself, well, no, but if I'm spiritual, it doesn't matter. I should be able to stay anywhere and be with anybody. No, that's the mind coming in through the God door, trying to keep you stuck in a situation where wisdom is telling you to leave. So that's one option. If you're in that kind of situation, you leave. The other option, like sometimes you can't leave. When I used to sell cars in my early 20s, I hated it, but I couldn't leave. Or when I was in the military, I just wanted to like leave. Couldn't sign the contract. Government owns you. I did find a loophole to get out though. Okay? Can't beat me. So some situations, it's clear you can't leave. In that case, your lesson's not done yet. You need to be cooked some more. God's there with you. He's going to help you bear that. Use tools on practical level to help buffer this, intense kind of miserable alchemy, acid grace that you're going through. And when the time's right, stay open to like, God, when do you want me to leave? And then it's presented to you. But her situation, she can leave. And she even has a lead to go to Florida to do her job there. So like God's paving the way. I said, why don't you just leave then? Like leave, tonight, today. She says, yeah, but I have this fear. See, I can relate to that. Anytime I was in a certain point in my life where a big decision was going to get made, like to move or to leave a relationship, where I knew this is the right thing to do, the negative energies are going to come and test you and try to keep you there. That's its job. That's what brings out our transcendent powers, though. It's God's agent. The negative energies are God's agent. This is how we get stronger. This is how we get real living wisdom in depth. So that then when we talk, it has some power behind it. We don't just sound like some mental parrot because we've been through it. Vibration backs our words. So these negative energies, they're going to try to make you feel like, oh, I don't know though. I don't know if I should leave. You have to transcend that. The life force in God's going to help you transcend that, and you will transcend it. But in that period of transcendence, because we're playing the role of a human, it's going to feel really heavy and like, damn, I don't know what to do. You have to bear that and do what you know you need to do. That energy will always come. When I lived in LA for 8 years, and it's just, I got so sick of this dark debauchery, it's just heavy energy. I lived on Franklin and Argyle. It's a little different maybe if you live in Palisades, what's it called? I always wanted to move there, but you got to be like a millionaire to live there. Or Marina del Rey or Santa Monica. Okay, that's probably maybe a little better. But no, I was in like downtown Hollywood and Vine almost. And I wanted to leave. I had the opportunity then to leave, to go to the SRF ashram. They already accepted me. And I remember, I was like, why does it feel so hard to leave? Like, to pack my stuff, the inertia, the negative force seems so strong. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I know this is the right thing to do. But yet, where is this coming from? And all the doubts and fears and everything. Yeah, that's the negative energy. Same thing in Thailand. When it was time for me to leave Thailand and come to South America, that was when I began my plant medicine stage. I knew that was going to be good for me. Same thing. But this time I remembered. I was almost like, bring it on. All right, negative energies. You know I'm leaving, and I know you don't want me to. Like, okay, come on, like, do your thing. That took the sting out of it. So when we're aware of something and recognize the role that these little energies have to play, you're in a higher vantage point. They can't get you so bad. All right, so this is what I'm trying to point out. So yeah, it was good. It was a good talk we had. So this is our satsang space. See, I'm not out in the woods today. Some people think, I don't think they think I even have a home. They just think I'm out in the woods. So this is where I live, and we'll do another satsang in January. So. And you can see my website, the link's in the description. I do private consults too when there's space. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me any questions you have. I'll answer them. See you.